Hey guys, and welcome back. Now in today's video, I'm actually going to be going through some building tutorials, so possible Lego creations of mine that could have upcoming building tutorials. Now, the reason why I just came up with this idea is because someone just recently asked me whether or not I could do a building tutorial for my R-Class locomotive. Now, I'm not quite sure what my final answer is going to be, but I do know I'm going to at least try to answer that question in today's video. So stay tuned for that. Alright, so let's talk about these 4 contestants right now. Now, Bod the Builder obviously is in the next building tutorials since, well, I've done Lofty, Scoop, and Dizzy. And Muck and Rolly are definitely no difference in terms of building styles. So yeah, they most likely would definitely be the next ones to have their next tutorial. But there's also another one that was asked for me to build quite a while ago. And that was the E2 tank engine, the locomotive that for whatever reason has 48k views on my channel, which is absolutely insane. I thank absolutely every one of you who ever watched that video and liked that video. Thank you so much. I cannot believe that has 48k views. That's insane! So yeah, the E2 tank engine is a lot more likely to be built than, say for example, a locomotive like the R-Class. And I'll give you my reasonings, but I'm not saying the R-Class is completely ruled out. I'll get to that later. So the E2 tank engine is quite a small and simple locomotive. It doesn't require many parts or complicated techniques in order to build. It's a pretty simple loco. So as you can see, it is quite a small looking locomotive, not much to it. I do need to find some connecting rods, so I will hopefully be able to get that done before I actually make this into a building tutorial. And as for these, they don't exist in reddish brown. That does, I just didn't have it. So yeah, those are the exceptions. So this, obviously, if you can't tell already, was the locomotive that Thomas the Tank Engine was based off. And here is my version of building the E2 tank engine, which I have reviewed on this channel before. And you have like the little old chain coupling, which looks really cool. Little bit of an interior in there. I did take off some of the parts in there because I used it on another thing, but I will probably end up returning it if I can find them again. Yeah, the gold whistle, the coal bunker. Yeah, it's a pretty simple locomotive. And Muck and Rolly, I pretty much talked about. I've already done building tutorials for the other Bod the Builder models, so yeah. Now, say for example, why would a passenger carriage be more likely to have its own tutorial than, say for example, the R-Class logo? Well, this is the second part of the video. I'm now going to change the camera to models that are most likely not going to get their own building tutorials, and I'm going to give you reasons why. But it's not completely ruled out. One is more likely than the other. And here are the contestants. So we have the R-Class locomotive and Kit from Knight Rider. So now I'm going to give you my examples and reasons why I believe these are most likely not going to be building tutorials anytime soon. But not completely out of the question. Alright, so the Lego model that is most likely more going to become an actual building tutorial than the other one is the R-Class. Now here's why. Kit's front is quite complicated indeed. It's also a lot more bigger, which means I need to get the digital version as close as possible to the real life version. Because if parts don't match up or parts aren't put together correctly, it will end up making the model quite weak. Since when I first built them on digital design, I just built them however. But when it comes to real life, I've actually got to take into consideration the strength of the model. Now, I'm pretty sure you guys don't want a weak model. That same goes for the R-Class loco. The R-Class locomotive, once again, is a model that can be a lot weaker if not built correctly, which means I need to get the digital version almost exactly like it. As for the big driving wheels, you also got to go to another company to order those as well. They're not official LEGO. The stickers, well, they were custom made by me, and I think it's probably better if you guys could find prints of Steam Rail or R761 somewhere else, since I'm pretty sure you don't want to write your own numbers on there unless you really want to. And finally, an illegal building technique, I had to use blue tack to stick the light in. You can put the light in without blue tack, but it will just fall out again. So I just used a little bit of blue tack. The wirings are not illegal. You can order those from lightmybricks.com, which, yeah, it's fairly easy to find those. You just need to make some holes in your model in order to wire the wires through. So yeah, and finally, the last factor of what makes these models most likely not going to happen is both of these models, especially that one, are very expensive. Now, if you really want to build a tutorial for these, I'm gonna need to know whether you guys are willing to pay at least $300 to $500 for one of these models. The R-Class locomotive cost me about $500 including its tender, because the drive wheels were quite expensive when we ordered them. I don't know if they've gone down now, but they were expensive, and the whole locomotive in general was around $400, so the drive wheels were about $100. So yeah, it's pretty expensive. Kit, on the other hand, for whatever reason, he was actually more around $300. So yeah, Kit actually is less expensive than the R-Class here. Could be wrong, might have had more pieces of kit than the R-Class. That's definitely something that could have happened. But yeah, these models are not cheap and they can be quite expensive. So that's another factor. If you guys really want a building tutorial on these things, you're gonna have to be willing to pay a lot of money, because Lego's not cheap. As for the other models on the other side, they are a lot less expensive than these. The Red Passenger is probably more closer to these totals, but I don't think it should be too close. But yeah, so the question you now all have been asking is, are these locomotives, are these two Lego models completely out of it? Are they not going to get their own building tutorials? Well, no. I'm not going to confirm or deny that these two models will get their own building tutorials one day. Because one day, maybe I might have the time and the patience to go through my digital models and get them to look exactly like the real life ones here. And yeah, just also saying, the digital model, those wheels don't exist. So, and some of the piping as well, piping is so difficult to find. If you guys really want to go through the pain trying to find the right pipings, then go for it. But I'm just telling you now, piping is quite annoying to find indeed. So sorry about that. But yeah. But for now, these locos aren't going to be getting their own building tutorials anytime soon. It could change, but as of right now, these two models here are definitely not getting their own building tutorials anytime soon. And I'm sorry if that was a little annoying, but that's my decision. But luckily, we do have 4 contestants over there, which most likely will be getting their own building tutorials very soon. So yeah, just wanted to let you guys know about these models, and yeah, I'm just trying to answer this guy's question, so shout out to him who commented on that video. I really did appreciate that comment, and sorry if it was a little bit bad news for you, but don't worry, it's not completely ruled out. But yeah, hopefully you'll be looking forward to seeing building tutorials on these 4 contenders. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys all next time. Bye!